What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you are having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Parker Nierenstein, and this is Vehicle Virgins. Today, I am headed over to Alejandro's house to review his AMG GTR. Let's head out. Also, good morning, kids. I hope you had a good night's sleep. Let's roll in the Merc. Just got off the phone with the shipping company. The Z4 is finally going to its owner. They should be picking it up on Friday or Monday. So Laura, this is super exciting. I can't wait to see that car finally in your hands.
Oh boy, there it is. I can't get over how ridiculous this truck is. We got the Carrera GT inside.
We got Farshad here, who really likes the AMG GTR and really doesn't like me. So can you tell me?
It's a great yin and yang, right?
It is. Can you tell me, what do you actually like about this thing?
First of all, look at it. Absolutely gorgeous, right? It's got the Pan American grill, Pan America something grill.
Yeah, close enough.
And I love that this came out to compete with the 911, right?
Yep, this is 20 times cooler looking than a 911.
Right?
And it kind of has this vibe to it. This is another one of your favorite cars.
Well, because that's a German muscle car.
It
right?
is.
It's a thug. It's like a rah!
Yeah, okay.
A while back, I reviewed the AMG GT. Absolutely fell in love with those cars. It's amazing what Mercedes has done recently in terms of producing good handling vehicles. They've always been about straight line speed and luxury, but the steering was always slightly off, especially the transmissions. They just felt slow and clunky. But this thing promises to be an incredible driving sports car.
So, is this legitimately a competitor to the GT3 RS? Well, let's find out. Just look at the interior on this thing. The interior alone blows away any Porsche, the Alcantara, the carbon fiber. Beautiful matte white 488 in front of me. This AMG GTR is so sick.
Before we continue, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Cove Speakers.
I got this portable Bluetooth speaker a month ago and have been absolutely loving it.
I've used it outdoors by my fireplace when I've got friends over and need some music. I've even used it during reviews while filming B-roll shots to keep myself entertained, and even while just relaxing in bed. It sounds phenomenal, has a great 8-hour battery life. It even has an indoor versus outdoor mode depending upon the setting. And the best part is it's super portable. It also fits in every standard size cup holder, including this $200,000 AMG GTR. That's pretty cool. The X-Bass subwoofer in it actually has a surprising amount of bump. It can easily connect wirelessly via Bluetooth to your smartphone, tablet, or computer at up to 30 feet away, which is actually pretty impressive. But the best part is, despite the fact that this normally costs $199, is that because you're a Vehicle Virgin subscriber, using the exclusive link in the description below and the code Parker65, you get 65% off this thing. And if you live in the US, shipping is free as well. $75 for this portable speaker. That's pretty sick. Well, it is time now to hit the canyons. I've started this bad boy up. James just came. He's gonna take some dope photos of the car. His Z06 finally has rear tires. Those things were on cords, but now we can mob it in the canyon.
Check this out, guys. Pull up the hatch. Look at all that space. I've comfortably got my backpack, my tripods in here. So as you guys know, I was very much looking into getting a GT3 in Miami Blue in a manual, and that is exactly what this thing is. Check out the spec on this. We've got the carbon buckets. I love the contrasted red. Of course, the 7-speed manual right there. Red dials, that is absolutely sick. Same with these wheels too. Another option I was looking at getting, these upgraded headlights. They look so cool in that black contrasted against the blue. Well guys, pardon the wind noise, it is crazy out here, but now I'm gonna show you what it's like to drive the new AMG GTR from a first-person point of view. Just look at the exterior of this thing. Massive 4-liter twin turbocharged V8 underneath the hood. We're gonna hop inside. All right, that should be a little better audio-wise. 577 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. This thing is rear-wheel drive, and it even has rear-wheel steering. Interesting thing to note, this is actually the old Mercedes key. I'm surprised they didn't switch to the new one. Here is the new key in comparison. This one is for the E63, but it's a key. Who really cares? I love the interior in this thing. The seats are incredibly comfortable. They're stylish. I love the contrasted yellow stitching and yellow seat belts. Also, the matte finish carbon fiber. I feel like gloss carbon fiber is a little bit overdone. It looks really nice in this satin matte finish. We've got this layout here in the center console in the shape of a V for a V8. There's 4 buttons here and 4 buttons there. Let's go ahead and start the engine. We've got our different drive modes here. Individual, if you want to customize it. Comfort, Sport, Sport Plus, and Race. I think we're going to leave it in race mode because we're about to hit the canyons with a Miami Blue manual GT3 and James in the Z06. We've got a button for traction control here. Here are the suspension controls. We've got 3 different levels. We're going to leave it in the stiffest setting. Active exhaust, start-stop button, manual, as well as volume controls. Now check out the 9-stage traction control this has. So it's only active if you press and hold ESC. That's turned off. Then this lights up, and as you turn the dial, look at those LEDs. All the way counterclockwise, it's fully off, and we've got 9 levels just like that. Gonna go ahead and turn traction control back on. Love the steering wheel, feels great in your hands. Alcantara wrapped. These nice kind of metallic black paddles feel good. The actuation is great as well. We've got analog gauges, nice digital readout there, and a digital screen here as well. Let's go ahead and put on the seatbelt. To shift it into drive, you pull the lever back like this, although it does put your arm in kind of a funky position. Behind that, we've got a Falterbach logo, some storage space in here, as well as some cup holders in there and a glove compartment. Go ahead and put it into first, and off we go. It's an interesting view out over the hood. It is very, very long, feels similar to driving an SLS, but as you'll see, the handling is so much better than that car, it's not even funny. Power down. Little traction flickering. So this car has a 7-speed double clutch transmission. Interestingly, not the new 9-speed MCT, but whatever they've done to the calibration of this thing is phenomenal. The actual times for the downshifts are instant, and it feels a lot quicker than any Mercedes transmission I've driven in the past. Even the 9-speed has slower paddle response than this thing. The rear wheel steering. So we've got a rear wheel steering setup in the back where below 62 miles an hour, they turn in the opposite direction of the front wheels to virtually shorten the wheelbase and help with agility. The actual turn-in on this thing is quicker than any Mercedes I've ever driven and actually feels really similar to the GT3 RS. That was a benchmark car for this, and considering the old generation GT3 RS did the Nürburgring in 721, and this was able to do it in 711, that is pretty crazy. The levels of grip this thing has is insane as well. Those Sport Cup 2s absolutely glue this to the road, and despite it being rear-wheel drive, oh my gosh, can this corner at high speeds. And the traction control isn't too intrusive, even when it's all the way on either. That level of acceleration at that speed is something you couldn't have done in the SLS without spinning the tires. And even though this is faster than the SLS, it puts the power down so well. I love the steering feel in this thing. It's nice and heavy. It's a little bit lighter than something like a Porsche GT3 RS, but honestly, it makes it feel more daily drivable. And this is a supercar that you could daily drive because we've got so much space in the rear, and it rides really comfortably as well. Let's go ahead and put it into comfort mode. Throttle response loosens, and honestly, it rides over bumps well. We've got fully adjustable, they're even height adjustable coilovers. I think that's pretty cool to have on a stock car. Great combination of low body roll as well as stability and comfort all at the same time. This really is one of the best cars I've ever driven, and that's not something I'd typically say about a Mercedes-AMG performance car. Sure, the SLR is one of the coolest cars I've ever driven, and it's an unbelievable experience behind the wheel of that thing, but it feels more at home on the highway, mashing the gas, or doing burnouts, or just cruising along PCH. This feels at home in the canyons. It's so nimble, despite the fact that it weighs 3,650 pounds. It's so tossable. The transmission is refined. That twin turbo V8, there's not a hint of turbo lag in the world in this thing. It's just instantaneous power, and that gives it a lot more torque than something like a GT3 RS does. In a straight line, this would absolutely annihilate that car. Visibility wise over your shoulders, honestly not bad, and I love the fact that they put the rear wing in a position that's effective for aerodynamics, but it also doesn't limit your visibility in the slightest. Overall, I'm beyond pleased with the AMG GTR. Oh, holy moly. And the sound this thing makes is just intoxicating. The fact that this has a stock exhaust is wild. When you put it into Sport or Sport Plus and it opens up the valves, let's just take a second to listen to this. Now, first gear, I know I just shifted into first, but first has been lengthened over the AMG GT so that you can corner at low speeds while still in first gear at the Nürburgring. Second through seventh have been shortened, so you've got quicker acceleration there, but oh my God. Ended up back home. This vet looks so sick under the underpass. What's up, Z4? And then we've got Ali and Ellie. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. There's a fly on my lens. I look forward to seeing you next video.